Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. So I could not resist. You guys saw my last Costco haul where I showed you these solar panels and they were on sale for $69.99. But in addition to that, it brings a charge controller and all the wiring needed in order for you to set up your own small solar system. So today I'm going to go ahead and unpack this, show you what you need, and in addition, I'm going to show you some pictures of two other items that you can purchase on the cheap to make yourself a small solar system that will, at the minimum, power your personal electronic devices. All right, so as you can see, it was pretty well packed. Now, before I turn it around and show you what the front looks like, I wanted to show you the back because that's where half of the work is done. So this right here, this part right here, I don't really know the name of it, but this part right here is what collects the energy that was absorbed by the solar panel itself and then disperses that energy through a positive and negative wire. This unit came with its own charge controller, and what this does is it takes the energy from the solar panel and puts it into a battery. So in order to make your own system, in addition to the charge controller, the solar panel, you're going to need a battery. And if you're looking for a small system that will charge, let's say, for example, your computer, your Wi-Fi, and a couple of LED lights, you can purchase this battery right here. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in my Amazon storefront because it's a small battery, but it gives you enough power to probably charge a computer, a Wi-Fi system, and a few lights for probably about 24 hours, depending on how big your computer is. When I talk about computer, I'm talking about a laptop, and or your phones as well would even charge longer. But in addition to this battery, you're going to need what's called an inverter. And for a small system like this, a 300 watt inverter should be plenty, right? This 300 watt inverter is very inexpensive, and you can use it to plug in your computer and any other small electronic devices and or lights that you may have a need for during a power outage. The way that you hook your charge controller to your solar panel is by connecting the positive wire of the charge controller to the positive wire of the solar panel and the negative to the negative. It's as easy as that. Then what you would do is you would take your battery terminals and connect them to your battery. Okay? In order to get power from the battery, you're going to need the inverter. And that inverter, all you do is connect to your batteries, and it should have a positive and negative terminal as well. It's as easy as that, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that have never built your own solar system, I never have, but I've always understood what the concept was. You need a solar panel, a charge controller, you need a battery, and you need an inverter. Okay? Another thing that the charge controller does that is very important, it keeps the battery from being overfull, right? You don't want to be feeding straight into a battery and not knowing how full that battery is. If it gets overfull, then it could cause damage to the battery and it could become dangerous. The battery that I chose for this system in order to keep it under $200 is a 35 amp hour battery. Now to convert that into watt hours, you just multiply 35 times 12, comes out to about 420 watt hours. This battery is also a deep cycle battery, which means that you should be able to drain it to 20% of capacity without causing damage to the battery. So all you do is take 20% of 420, it's roughly 100. That means that this battery should give you 300 plus watt hours of energy storage that you can actually use without damaging the battery. Now to put this all together, ladies and gentlemen, we have a battery that costs about $65. We have an inverter that costs about $20. That's $85. And I spent $70 on the solar panel and charge controller. So that's roughly $155, $160. And for that, I can build a small solar system that will be able to power a computer, a personal electronic device, some LED lights, and I would even dare to say a small CPAP machine, depending on the size of your inverter. Now this inverter here is only 300 watts, but I believe that most CPAP machines will work within that range, unless you have one of those big ones, you know, that's kind of like a chest that sits next to your bed instead of the small compact ones. Now, what I like about this is that you can add on and you can upgrade. Once you purchase your solar panels, you can actually upgrade the size of the charge controller if you'd like. You can upgrade the size of your battery if you like. And you can add on solar panels as well. So the main reason that I did this video is because I want to encourage those of you that may not be able to afford to buy a solar generator that has everything in one piece, right? Like my Blue Eddy, it has everything in a small case that you need. You don't need to do anything as far as hooking anything up. It's just plug and play. If you can't afford that, you can start with something like this that's not very expensive, that you can build yourself very easily and get use out of it on a daily basis, depending where you live and how much sun you get. For example, here in Alaska, during this time of the year, I'm not going to get very much sun. That's why I depend on having my solar chargers or solar generators full at all times in case we do lose power, that I can have an easy backup to go to before I have to start my gasoline and or propane generators. Now, to finish it off, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to show you how simple this system is to make yourself. I don't want you guys that don't have any experience with solar to be afraid of it just because it may look complicated, or you've seen videos where someone has 50 solar panels and they have these huge inverters and charge controllers and stuff like that in their garage or their sheds or anything like that. This is how simple it is. If you take a look here, here's your solar panel, okay? You hook up your charge controller to the 2 wires in the back of the solar panel. You hook up the other 2 wires from the charge controller. These guys right here, you hook these up to the battery. Then you hook up the 2 wires that come with your inverter to the battery as well, and you're going to get power out of that inverter. That's how simple it is. It's 4 components that you need to marry together in order to produce electricity coming out of this side. So what you do is you get the, sorry about that, the cat and the dog are going at it. You get the power of the sun coming in through here, and then you convert it into energy that you can use for your personal devices. And depending on how big of a system you want, you need to get an upgraded charge controller and or more batteries. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today. I hope that you guys got something out of this. I'm going to go ahead and list these things on my Amazon storefront. That way they'll be right there for you to get. I believe the Coleman is not available right now. However, now you know what components you need in order to make your own small solar system. You need a solar panel, you need a charge controller, you need a battery, and you need an inverter. And you can do all of this for less than $200. And if you wanted to upgrade and spend up to $200, you could probably get a larger battery or a larger inverter or both. All right, having said that, I hope you guys have a good day, and I do hope that you guys got something out of this. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper. I'm out.